All right, much anticipated, President Cyril Ramaphosa will address the nation at 8:30 tonight. This after a number of meetings with Cabinet and the National Coronavirus Command Council. It will be on South Africa's ongoing measures to manage the spread of the coronavirus. So currently South Africa's COVID-19 cases are at 11,350 with the death toll at 206. Let's chat now to SABC News political reporter Samkele Maseko. He joins us now on the line. Samkele, a very good evening to you. Look, much speculation about whether the country will move to stage 3 or if any of the lockdown rules would be tightened in certain areas.
Yes, indeed, Griselda. There's lots of speculation around the specific issue of whether the lockdown will be reduced from level 4 to level 3 by President Cyril Ramaphosa. You've seen extensive lobbying being done by the official opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, led by their interim leader, John Steenhuisen, on this regard about easing down of the lockdown, saying that the lockdown was not intended to be prolonged for a matter of 9 weeks. It was a matter of it being there for 29 days in order to get South Africa ready, to get medical supplies, to get the hospitals ready in order for the peak season of this COVID-19. You've heard the president saying that it would be around August, September later on this year. So extensive lobbying has been done. The NEC last week coming out very strongly in their statement, which was released by the Secretary General Ace Magashule, saying that the economy must now be opened up and there must be a risk-adjusted approach to this particular pandemic of COVID-19 to have the economy opening up, but also to ensure the safety of South Africans with the returning to the economy being opened up.
Yeah. Samkele, so the president also seems to be caught between a rock and a hard place, if I may. I mean, you've seen such sentiments as those coming from the former finance minister, Trevor Manuel, who is part of the president's special envoy to gather international support to address the economic challenges that Africa faces because of COVID-19, saying that some of these lockdown rules don't make sense and we should basically move the country to stage 3.
Yes, Trevor Manuel pretty much let the cat out of the bag, if one may say, judging from the close proximity that he has to the first citizen and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, the President Cyril Ramaphosa. He's not only part of that special envoy going to get resources for South Africa to fight COVID-19, he's also part of the envoys of the African Union. As you know, that the president is the chairperson for now of the African Union Commission. So you've got that particular issue that is going on with Trevor Manuel, and you've seen the extensive lobbying that's being done by other ministers. You also have other ministers like Tito Mboweni, who've been very vocal that the non-sale of alcohol and cigarettes is hurting the South African revenue generation when it comes to getting money into the African fiscus. So these are some of the issues that are being raised, particularly from the economic cluster ministers within the cabinet of President Cyril Ramaphosa, and external factors of those who are advising President Cyril Ramaphosa and those whom are special envoys like Trevor Manuel, who've come out, who's also been received a lot of backlash, particularly from the economic freedom fighters, saying the comments from Trevor Manuel are not from him. They are quote-unquote from his handlers, whom they perceive to be white monopoly capital, in the words of the economic freedom fighters. So that has been met with backlash from the EFF, but supported by the Democratic Alliance, which seems to be singing from the same hymn book with the likes of Trevor Manuel.
But he wasn't the only one who seemed to have been reined in. Tito Mboweni, for example, the finance minister, also being reined in by his own political party for his comments on social media. This is not the first time it's happened. Samkele, does this show that there is disunity in this collective decision-making body from the comments that we've seen come from the finance minister?
It's very clear that South Africans have known Tito Mboweni, particularly those who are there in that Twitter space, that he's an independent thinker. He speaks his mind whenever he likes, and he sometimes goes against the collective. You've seen him in various spats with the Gauteng provincial government on the matter of e-tolls. He's not afraid to speak his mind. Even in the era of the former president, Tito Mboweni, as an ordinary NEC member of the governing party, would speak his mind. So he is pretty much, one may say, an independent thinker, which Gwede Mantashe would describe as a free agent, if one may put it like that. But in this time around, in the ANC-NEC last week and in the top 6 meeting that took place on Monday, a view was expressed by other ANC top 6 members and NEC members that the Minister of Finance should be reined in and that he should be part and parcel of those who go out and defend the resolutions of the Command Council looking into fighting this invisible enemy of the coronavirus, and that he should not be spewing or speaking out his own personal views, but should instead be taking public platforms, even on social media, Twitter, Facebook, where he does have a presence, and defend these particular decisions that are taken by the Command Council, even though he may disagree with them. Speaking to Pulema, the ANC spokesperson today, he made an analogy that the president came out and said that the cigarettes or tobacco products will be sold when he addressed the nation. And then you had the South Africans coming out and saying, no, this should not happen because more South Africans are going to get infected. And that was then in turn taken back to the Command Council by the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, and reviewed, and the decision was reversed. And the president came out in Durban, where our colleagues under Mshongo was there, where the president basically said that the decision to ban or re-ban cigarettes was a collective decision and was defending it. So saying Tito Mboweni must follow in the tune of the commander-in-chief.
Samkele Maseko, we'll catch up with you hopefully a bit later on, and you can see there, if you look at, for example, I'm hoping we could bring that up once again, perhaps a little bit later on. Oh, there we have it. So the level at which we are currently, level 4, this is extreme precautions to limit community transmission and outbreaks while allowing some activity to resume. Remember that there'd been just over 1 million South Africans that returned to work under that alert level 4. So if we're looking at alert level 3, if that does happen, all of it is just speculation at this stage. Restrictions on many activities, including at workplaces and socially, to address a high risk of a transmission. But if at all that does happen, perhaps we'll get a lot more clarity on exactly what that would mean, if at all it does happen. A bit later on, you can catch up with us here as well. We'll be speaking to SABC political editor Mzwandile Mbeche, who'll be live for us outside the Union buildings. Perhaps he has his ear on the ground a little bit more to find out what we could anticipate at 8:30 this evening. Let's